Hello, everyone. I'm Jaela Payne. I go to Tufts University School of Dental Medicine. Thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you, FutureDDS, for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Oh my gosh. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, 317. I went to the illustrious Tennessee State University in Nashville, Tennessee. While at TSU, I majored in biology, minored in chemistry. I was a sophisticated lady for the aristocrat of bands. I was initiated into the Alpha Psi chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I was also the vice president of the Undergraduate Student National Dental Association. A couple of my interests include dancing, of course. I'm really into like aesthetics. I love skincare as well as a good candle. All right, what got me interested in dentistry? I really feel like it was my family. My family all kind of influenced me and kind of sparked my interest because my mom, my brother, and sister all had braces. My dad had to have a reconstructive surgery when he was very young. So I'm the only person in my family that never really had to have any necessary like actual dental procedures done. And then, like when we were in high school, middle school, like braces was a thing. Like everyone thought that was cool. I thought it was cool. So seeing my brother, he was the first one to get braces of everyone. So seeing him get braces, and I was like, I thought it was kind of cool. I saw him pop his retainer in and out. Like, I just really wanted that. But of course, my dentist, they were like, or he was like, you don't really need that. So I never really got to experience braces or anything of the sort. So I think that really sparked my interest, just like living through my family, all of their experiences, and I was the only one like not able to engage or participate. So I think that really sparked my interest in dentistry. But I was not interested in dentistry. Like growing up, I'm not going to say I wasn't interested, but initially, I wanted to be a dancer. If anyone has seen Save the Last Dance, that's like one of my top favorite movies. So I wanted to go to Juilliard. I wanted to be this ballerina. I have been dancing like my entire life. So of course, leading up to college, I was on this dance dream, and then my dad kind of influenced me to, reconsider my, my career goals. So I think the interest of dentistry kind of like came back in mind, and I believe maybe my freshman year, sophomore year, I got a mentor. I was in a pre-health organization as well. I was assigned a mentor, and she suggested me to like shadow at a dental office. She actually sent me like a list of nearby dental offices in Nashville, and I called the first office on the list. It was Bright Smiles dental office in Antioch, Tennessee. I called the office manager. Her name was Miss D at the time. Shout out to Miss D because she really helped me. So I believe it was the summer 2017, actually. It was 2017. I shadowed at Bright Smiles the entire summer, and I was able to really discover that dentistry is what I really wanted to do. So how did I study for the DAT? Ooh, the sun came out for that question. I did have to take my DAT twice. The first time I took it, I did not approach it correctly. I went about it just trying to memorize as much information as I could, which you can't do that. It is not effective at all. But in that lesson, I definitely learned, because I did take the first time I took my DAT was my senior year in college. And I was just so focused in on matriculating straight in from undergrad, which I really am glad I did not do. I definitely learned that I needed to do a master's program, which really helped me. So that was like a lesson within itself that I had to learn. Of course, I had to retake my DAT, but I also learned what I needed to help me be a better student in the end. So yeah, I took the DAT the first time, did not do well, was suggested to do a master's program. Within my master's program, which was 2 years, my summer break, I studied again for the DAT for about three and a half months. really sacrificed my summer. I went back home to Indiana just to like keep my head down, and I switched to iPrep. At first, I studied with DAT boot camp. The second time I did switch to iPrep. I do really like iPrep. I would recommend that because I just think it's very strategic. I believe her name is Miss Shani. Please forgive me if I didn't say that right. Miss Shani, she gives a lot of shortcuts of how to quickly get to the answer. So I feel like with having a time test, that really works. And you're learning. I definitely learned, and my score increased from the first to second time. So I definitely changed my mentality of, instead of just trying to memorize, I actually understood and comprehend and applied whatever Miss Shani was teaching as well. So it helped me out. My score increased. So I would definitely recommend to all the pre-dent studying right now, whatever resource that you're utilizing right now for your DAT, just take time to comprehend. You cannot memorize the entire DAT. Like, it's insane. It's what, like 6 subjects on it? Like, just take time to really digest and comprehend and learn the material so that you can apply it when your time comes. So really take that tip, guys. What I felt like set me best apart from everyone else is honestly my personal statement. Like, my personal statement was fire. My personal statement was fire. Like, I felt so confident in my personal statement. Like, not to sound cocky or anything, but I left it all on the table. Like, I utilized that chance to speak highly of myself, to highlight everything that I have done. Like, I really felt good about it. I had a couple of people read it over. Of course, make sure you check your grammar, punctuation, stuff like that. Like, I did all of that. Just really, utilize this time. This is before they could put a face with the name. So it's like, you have to speak highly of yourself. You have to showcase why you are the best fit. And I feel like I did a great job doing that. So in addition to my personal statement, I actually reached out to the schools I was interested in to speak to their admissions advisor if they could have a meeting with me. And they went over my entire application, told me what I needed to do, what I didn't need to do. And something else that I got a lot of compliments on was my extracurriculars and my volunteering community service. Like, the amount of hours that I had, I guess they were impressed with. So definitely your personal statement, definitely your volunteering community service, extracurriculars, get involved. Schools care about that. I also reached out to students, current students, follow them on Instagram, just DM and asking questions so I could just get a better fit. People are willing to help you, so please reach out. So I definitely reached out to current students at the time, and I feel like all of that combined really just helped me, produce a really good application that I felt confident in. Interview day. No, I'm just kidding. Interview day was exciting / nerve-wracking / it was a bunch of emotions in the entire day. My interview was actually pretty chill. It was more chill than I thought it was going to be. I was really shocked. It was during the pandemic, so I did have my interview on Zoom. I had one faculty speak to me or interview me the entire time, which is different because I know some of my friends who interviewed at Tufts, they may have been interviewed by a student, or they had 2 faculties interviewing them at the same time. So I was really, I guess, lucky to just have one person. And it was fairly quick. It was literally 20 to 25 minutes, in and out. He asked me, actually, the very first thing that he mentioned to me, as soon as I clicked on it, we said hello, he was like, I read your personal statement. And I was like, I had felt so good about it. I was nervous to see what he was going to say, but he gave me a compliment about it, so I felt good. He asked me basic interview questions, why Tufts, why dentistry, why should we pick you? He also asked me an ethics question, so I was pretty much prepared for those questions. And on top of that, I was nervous at first. I'm not a big talker, believe it or not. Like, I'm actually really shy. So it took a lot out of me to like get through that interview. But maybe within like 5 to 10 minutes, I could feel myself like calming down, because it was really a conversation. It wasn't just like question answered and we moved on. Like, he was actually really interested in what I was saying and asked like follow-up questions. So it definitely helped to like just ease all the tension and anxiety. So interview day was pretty chill. Like, I dressed professionally from head to toe, even though it was on camera. Like, I still have my shoes on. I was just so nervous. So yeah, interview day was pretty quickly. I was considered like a late applicant. I applied in October, y'all. Like, I sent in my supplemental in October to Tufts. I heard back in December, so that's pretty quick. But I was at Berry at the time when they sent me my interview. So I actually had a final the exact same day of my initial interview. So I was like panicking. I contacted them to let them know, like, I have a final that day. I tried to get out of it, but I couldn't. So they was like, no worries. They just pushed it back to January. So my interview was sometime in January. I forget the exact date, but I just know everything was pretty quick with Tufts. It was literally like 5 days. 5 days later, after my interview, they got back to me and I got my acceptance email. So for me to have applied so late and them be like so on top of everything and everything just happened so quickly, I was shocked and I was impressed with Tufts. Like, okay. So that was my interview day, my whole interview process. So my biggest piece of advice for interview day is to practice, to practice, to practice. Like, you can practice as many times as you want. Definitely take this very seriously. I am naturally a shy person, whether you believe it or not. If you know, you know. This was a real obstacle for me that I really had to learn to like grow and adapt to speak clearly, to speak up. So I definitely had to practice numerous times. Whether you're shy, I get it, but you just got to put your best foot forward, build up that courage. Whether you're shy, even if you feel like you're confident and you're a great speaker, still practice. Like, everyone should practice. It does not hurt. Whether you're an undergrad, whether you're in grad school, you should have some type of like career development center, someone that you can go to book a mock interview. That's what I did while I was at Berry, and it helped me so much. Miss Pamela, if you know her, she literally like interviewed me as if it was interview day, so I had to react on the spot. She would like critique my answers. We would figure out a better way to like answer something. So definitely utilize your resources. Also, dress the part, look professional, please. Like, first impressions are lasting impressions. You are applying to professional school, so please just look the part, clean, sleek, professional. Ask someone about your attire before you go to your interview. If you have any doubts or questions about what you're wearing, you probably shouldn't wear it. So just be mindful. People take that into consideration. And whether you're in person, whether you're on Zoom, just please look the part. You have to look the part, guys. They definitely pay attention to that. And also, please have questions. Please have questions prepared to ask your interviewer, because they will, at the end of your interview, they will ask you, do you have any questions for me or for us today? So have about 2 to 3 questions prepared. It shows interest. It shows that you care. And you're a student, like, you're trying to get into their school. So of course you don't have all the answers. You really probably don't know anything or know much. So this is your time to ask questions. No question is a dumb question. So please just put your best foot forward for interview day. Be yourself, smile, just build up that courage. It's only a couple of minutes you can get through, so leave a good impression, guys. So why did I pick Tufts? Why did I pick Tufts? Yeah, I'm joking. When I went to Berry University, that's when I was first introduced to Tufts. I pretty much didn't know much about Tufts up until I went to Berry, and everyone was talking about Tufts. Like, that was the school everybody basically wanted to go to. So I just kind of, did some research on my own and found out that Tufts is this world-renowned school that promotes diversity and inclusion. So I'm like, wow, of course everybody wants to go there. Like, that's amazing. So as a minority and as a woman, I was like, oh, I'm applying to Tufts. Like, of course. So yeah, that's kind of how I got introduced to Tufts. I did apply only to 2 schools, guys. 2 schools. I know everyone is like applied to every school on ASDAS. I'm sorry. Like, apply to every school, apply to as many schools as you can afford. But I know I'm probably that small percentage that did not do that. I applied to Tufts and another school, and that was it. And I only applied to 2 schools because I did not want to waste time or money, like, at somewhere that I didn't feel like I really wanted to be. Like, for 4 years, for you to be in school, like, I know how mentally draining that can be, like, emotionally, spiritually. Like, you're in school, you're in dental school, I'm away from my family. So I really wanted to be somewhere where I felt accepted and comfortable and supported and guided. Like, and I definitely got that from Tufts whenever I spoke to anyone. So I know it was very slim chance, but honestly, Tufts chose me. And the transition from pre-dent to finally a dental student, it was a transition. It was very, very, very exciting at first. It still is exciting, don't get me wrong. Like, transitioning from undergrad to grad, and then from grad to professional school, I definitely feel like I was prepared academically, because in my grad program, I had already learned the information that was taught the first year of dental school, such as like anatomy, physiology, neuroscience. So I had already pretty much learned all the information, so that definitely helped my transition be a little bit more smoother. But like, emotionally, or just mentally, the transition was, I was very excited. Of course, you worked so hard to get here, you're finally here, you're living your dream. And then it was like, it got overwhelming really quickly when school started to pick up. Even though I was familiar with the material, it was just like the workload and the speed of things. It was like, hold on, like, slow down. So it got like overwhelming really quickly. And I was just, at that point, was trying to find my balance, find my groove, like my rhythm, how to balance everything, which, I had some bumps in the road, had to adjust. Just like anything else in life, you just have to adjust. And then, like, honestly, like, by my second semester, I suffered from really bad burnout. Like, it was really bad. School was just, it's school. Like, I feel like I say that all the time. It's school. Like, I hate to sound negative, but you're in school. It is something you have never done before. So you have to give yourself grace at the end of the day, and you just have to keep pushing. And I just felt like at the end of my year, like my complete D1 year, like, I finished as strong as I could. I finished, thank God. Like, it definitely was up and down. Like, you definitely have your moments where you're up and you're down. That's completely normal, and you just have to adapt. You have to learn to adapt. And how I got through those times of being up and down was just staying close to, like, my support system, my family back in Indiana. Like, they go so hard for me. I love my family. I love my friends. Like, my support system is so strong, and that's so important to have, especially when you're, I don't even know how many hours I am from home, like, so far away, And just my friends at school, like, we all bond. We're going through the same thing. Like, you're not alone. You have classmates. Literally, we're all going through the same thing. So I leaned on my classmates. I have a mentor. He is much older. Dr. Davis, you are so special to me. Like, he's been practicing for years. So it's like, he has the experience and the knowledge, and I call and lean on him, and he calls and checks up on me. Like, you definitely just have to push through. It's a fight, it's a push, but nonetheless, it's definitely a transition that everyone has to get accustomed to. And once you get accustomed to it, everything, you know, you'll find your rhythm, you'll find your groove. So you just have to take everything just as a blessing, remain grateful, remain humble, and just keep fighting towards the end. So a typical day, a day in the life. Joking. Okay, a day in the life. So as a D1, what your day will typically look like is you will have your basic science course in the morning. So whichever course you're enrolled in at the time, or whichever course the class is enrolled in, because the classes are not like from semester to semester, they're like months to weeks long. So whatever class you're enrolled in at the time, you will have that from like 9 to 12. Of course, you'll have like some breaks in between, depending on the professor, but no, you'll have some breaks in between from 9 to 12, because that is a long period of time. And then depending on whatever day, whatever time it is, you will be an operative. Operative is just the course where you're drilling when you're with your mannequin and you're practicing your hand skills. Because I know I used to always think like, what is operative? People will always say that, but I didn't know as a pre-dent. I really didn't know until we got into operative what it was. Like, what does that mean? Anywho, so yeah, so how Tufts do it, they split operative up into 2 groups. So depending on which group you're in, you're either in class from 1 to 4, or you're in class from 4:30 to 7, and depending on the day. So it's like you'll have your basic science courses in the morning, you'll have a lunch break for an hour, and then you'll go into operative for the rest of your evening. And then, you know, depending on your schedule, because everyone, you know, works differently, you could be in operative, you could be practicing a little bit longer that day. You know, sometimes you just got to pull them late nights, or you have to, you know, you may have an exam tomorrow, so you need to study instead of practicing. So really, you know, your strict schedule is like 9 to 12, break from 12 to 1, and then class 1 to 4, 4:30 to 7. But after that, you know, people pretty much figured out what they needed to do for themselves. But yeah, when I'm not in class, or, you know, if I just need a break, I like to sleep. I like to just rest. I like to be at home, just in my bed, watching YouTube, watching movies. Like, that's what I do to like decompress and just take my mind away from school, which is necessary and that you need to do. But that's pretty much a day in the life. Like, pretty much working all day. Makes me excited about going to Tufts. You know, I really love how Tufts, like, they don't just promote diversity and inclusion, like, they demonstrate diversity and inclusion. Like, if you come to Tufts, you will see how diverse this school is. Like, so I appreciate them not just talking and trying to sell a dream or a hope. Like, that's literally what you get when you come to Tufts. I love that. And not only do they promote diversity and inclusion, they promote wellness. Like, I don't even want to say promote, because like I said, they demonstrate, they show, like, you see it, the wellness on our campus. Like, as a D1, you have a class called Mind, Body, and Wellness with Dr. Paston, and she teaches you like ways to get focused with your mind and your body, like how to meditate, how to breathe, different things that you need to do, how to learn how to adapt, like just simple things you didn't even know you probably needed. And we also have a wellness advisor on campus, Miss Snaggs. Like, I have visited her so many times, especially in that period of transitioning, you know, when things was getting hectic and overwhelming. Like, Tufts has so many resources, like, for their students. They care. And I also love how the dynamic is between, like, the students and the faculty and staff. Like, they take in consideration everything we say. Like, our e-board, they're amazing. They listen to, we like voice our concerns to the e-board. The e-board takes all of our concerns and takes it to the faculty and staffs and course directors, and everyone, I just feel like, works together. Like, even though we are the students, you know, we're going through everything, like, the faculty, they care, they listen. It's just, I just really appreciate that Tufts is so welcoming and so open, and they just really appreciate their students, and they show us that constantly, day-to-day basis. For my pre-dents out there, my biggest piece of advice, what I want to leave you guys with today, is to just please remember, like, what is for you is for you. What is for you will not pass you. I know right now, you know, with the applications and applying and doing everything you need to do, it seems like a lot. But just know you have to put your best foot forward. You have to work, you have to fight. You cannot take this easy. Okay, so definitely just remember, like, this fight is yours. It's not the next person. It's not the person to your left, to your right. It is strictly for you. So do what you need to do to make that happen, okay? I want you guys to also just remember, when you're in a position, when you get accepted to dental school, please pay it forward to the next person. Like, don't forget that you were once in those shoes. Don't forget you were a pre-dent before. Like, always give back. That's the best way to be. Like, be genuine with people, be positive, spread love, and just give back. But in the midst, until when you get to that position, work hard, make sacrifices. Everything's gonna pay off, guys. Like, just see the light at the end of the tunnel and you'll make it, okay? That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. All right, let me stop. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, FutureDDS, for having me. My name is Jaela Payne. I am representing Tufts University School of Dental Medicine. I really hope I answered all of you guys' questions. I hope this was helpful for you all. Please, you can contact me, follow me on Instagram. You know, on YouTube, they be like, I'm going to put their @ name right here. Put it right here, guys. My @ name is Jaela with the E. I spell my name Jaela. So, Jaela with the E. Follow me. Go ahead, send me some questions if you guys have any. All my pre-dents out there, stay focused, stay hungry, stay humble. Your time is coming. Don't forget it, okay? Y'all go ahead and apply to Tufts so I can see y'all. You know, let's connect. Let's connect. But no, seriously, good luck to all my pre-dents applying this cycle. I wish you all well. Have a great day.